For more insight into this development, let's speak to a public affairs analyst, Fola Daniel Adilisi. He joins me via Zoom. Good to have you join us.
My pleasure.
The enforcement on the ban of commercial motorcycles that we popularly call Okada around here begins today. But there are also fears that some people have said, look, this is a good development, this is a welcome development because of the level of accident and crime. But some people believe that this also leads to unemployment and that in the coming days, we're likely to see a rise in crime in Lagos State. I just want to get your thoughts on that.
Okay, so this is something that we have heard for several years. When there's a ban on the Okadas, immediately we say that there's going to be a rise in insecurity. They had something doing before they came to the Okada. Now, let me be clear, I have mixed reactions as well. Mixed reactions because of the safety of the people who are jumping on the Okadas, mixed reactions because some of these people who are jumping on the Okadas sometimes don't have a choice when you look at the traffic in Lagos. However, there's something a number of these people were doing. Some of the people who are riding these Okadas were also skilled people who decided to jump on the Okadas because they weren't getting enough income. Maybe some of the businesses that they had were not providing daily food or daily income as the Okada does. So a number of people went to the Okada because of the guaranteed daily income. And you probably know how much you can get if you're able to take somebody for a ride. One ride, 500, in some cases, one ride, 1,000 naira. And imagine taking 10, 20, 30 rides in a day. So you already know guaranteed you're taking as much as 30,000 naira home in a day. So it's because of the fast cash that some people are actually going into it, not necessarily that they didn't have a skill or didn't have a job or weren't trained to do something else. So it's a mixed reaction because some of the people who are doing it are either graduates or people who are skilled already, and some of the people who are jumping on the rides are people who are frustrated. You know how it can be in Lagos. Sometimes you're stuck in traffic and there is hardly anything you can do with very important appointments that are also time-bound. So yes, but I absolutely support the ban on the highway. It's very important that we get these riders off the highway because many of them are extremely, extremely careless. You need to see them maneuvering in between articulated vehicles or some other cars. It's very dangerous. So yes, I support the ban, but it's also important for the government to quickly put in place some intervention for those of them who are verified to be Nigerians so that we don't have that rise in insecurity as has been proposed by some other people.
But do you think that this calls into question the issue around database? Some people believe that if we had a database of some of these Okada riders, as we call them, maybe if it resulted in crime, that you would at least be able to monitor them, find out where they are, and just do like background check. But now it looks like everyone is on a wild goose chase, and then government has no particular database with which to track them if this actually results in criminal activities.
You're absolutely correct. There's a connection with database. And the reason there's a connection with database is if there are allegations that some of them are not even Nigerians, then that tells you that the Nigerian Immigration Service needs to do a lot more. People shouldn't find it easy to get into this country without any proper record. I mean, this is ECOWAS. We're talking about neighboring countries. So getting into the country wouldn't be a problem. But getting into the country without record and people in Lagos State assuming that these people are from the northern part of Nigeria, and then it turns out that they are not even Nigerians, that's where we have the issue. So it's not that we don't want our neighbors to come in. We want them to come in. It's good for the economy. It's good for our businesses. They're making things happen for us. But more importantly, the data is very important. However, in the absence of data, a number of these people are still traceable. It's almost impossible for them to run their Okadas in any of the local governments where they have been banned without an association. They have chairmen, they have associations, they have people who coordinate them. A lot of these guys have somebody who has bought the Okadas and given it to them. And I can tell you from experience, because on some occasions I've interacted with some of these people, and you find out that it's just someone who has bought several Okadas, giving to several of them, and they remit money to this person. So what the government can do in the absence of data is to talk to whoever is leading them, the association, their unit chairman, their coordinators, whoever they are. And I'm sure that the government can get to them because they have associations. The tricycle riders have an association, Okada riders have an association, I think it's called Acomoron or something, but the car owners, the taxi drivers also have their association.
Right.
So it's not that the government cannot get to them and engage them in the absence of data. And I can tell you, the leaders of the association can fetch any one of them out.
All right, so we'll see how it goes, because there are also doubts as to how far this enforcement will go. So we'll continue to monitor. Thank you so much for talking to us, Public Affairs Analyst Fola Daniel at Daily.
Thank you. My pleasure.